Hello, my name is Francesco Demisa, and I'm here with another one of the formative assessment challenges. So, in this one, the program will have to get a sequence of an input length, and it will have numbers input by the user. It will then calculate the deltas, which would mean the difference in subsequent values. It would invert them, as in changing the signs, and then create a new sequence based on the first number of the original sequence and then the inverted delta values. And so, let's see how this is done. So first we have the main method here. It's declaring the scanner for input, and it's also declaring the numbers in the sequence originally. It's just initializing this, and then creating an array which will house the original sequence of numbers. And then it's going to ask the program is going to ask the user how many values are going to be in the sequence, and that's going to go into that original integer. You input a value, and then here it is going to declare that the original sequence is going to be an array of length of the numbers in the sequence. And so then it's going to actually get the numbers that are going to be in this original sequence. And for this I use a for loop, and it's going to ask for the number in the sequence. It's going to say, for example, the first one, and then you'll actually input the number for however many numbers you want to be in the sequence. Then it's going to print out the original sequence numbers, and now we're declaring two new arrays, which is going to have the delta values, and then the second one is the final sequence called change list, and then it's going to print those out, but not before actually calculating the delta and getting the change list, which I have in different methods. So first off, I have this method to get the actual deltas. It will use a for loop, and what it's going to be doing is for the length of the numbers in sequence -1, because the delta sequence is going to be one less than the original. It's going to input into the delta the original plus 1, because it's going to be the following value minus the original preceding value. So it'll take this, for example, the second number in the sequence and subtract the first number from that number, and that will be the first delta, and it'll continue to do that for the rest of the sequence. Next, in the same method, just to save some time, all I had it do was invert each one by multiplying it by -1, and the delta sequence or the delta array that's being returned is actually the inverted delta values. And so then that gets used in the change list method, which is going to create the final sequence, where it is going to take, this one is going to be changing the original sequence itself. So it's taking the first number of the original, and then adding the first delta one, and it's going to continue that. So it's going to take the first original one and add the first delta, and then it's going to take that resulting number and add it to the next delta value, and so on. And then I just had it change, or rather, the new array change list would be the same as the changed original array. And that's going to return the change list so that you can print it out. So it's a little more organized. And so let's run the code here. So how many values are we going to have in the sequence? Let's say something like 6 values. So numbers in the sequence. So you can basically put anything, let's say like 50, -806, just any random numbers, 543, 21, 75, and let's just say -9. So here you see it is printing out the original sequence. It is showing the inverted delta sequence, and then it's showing the final sequence, which has the first of the original numbers changed by the delta values. And that is this code.